Hello everyone, Wado Siman here and welcome to Baking 101. For our final episode, we are going to make good old-fashioned chocolate chip cookies. This batch will be soft and chewy or crunchy depending on how you like it. Now let's get started. We are going to need 1/2 cup of unsalted butter, 1 cup of packed dark brown sugar, 1/2 cup of white sugar, 2 large eggs, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, 1 cup of chopped semi-sweet chocolate chunks, 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 3/4 teaspoon baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of fine salt. And now let's preheat our oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. Now we have melted our butter inside the microwave oven for about 40 seconds and we've let it cool. So we're gonna put this inside a mixing bowl. Then we're gonna mix our sugar. We have our packed brown sugar and white sugar. So you just mix everything together until it's very, very smooth. Then gradually we're gonna add our eggs one at a time. Okay, now on a separate bowl, we are gonna mix all our dry ingredients. So we have our 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Then we're gonna mix in our 3/4 teaspoon baking soda. And we're gonna add our 1 teaspoon of fine salt. Now we're just quickly gonna whisk everything. Give it a good stir. And then slowly we're gonna add our dry ingredients to the wet ingredients. Alright? Okay, now to add a bit of flavor inside, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And finally, we're gonna add our 1 cup of dark chocolate chunks. Now we just have to carefully fold everything together and remember, do not overmix your cookie dough. And now we are gonna roll these into 15 large balls, or in this case, we're gonna use an ice cream scooper to make sure that all our cookies are of the same size. Now we have lined our baking pan with parchment paper. Let's start scooping. Now make sure that your cookies are 2 inches apart because they tend to spread while we bake. Now we're gonna put these inside the oven for about 12 to 16 minutes, depending on how crunchy or chewy you want your cookies to be. While waiting for the cookies to bake, let's talk about the real magic that goes on inside the oven. Right now, the dough is absorbing the heat inside the oven, which is around 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 to 26 degrees Celsius. At around 90 to 130 degrees Fahrenheit or 30 to 55 degrees Celsius, fat begins to melt, causing the water from the fat to evaporate, which makes the dough expand. The heat also speeds up the activation of baking soda, which will then release carbon dioxide. The eggs coagulate, trapping the water in the dough, which eventually escapes, causing the cookie to dry out and stiffen. Now at about 310 degrees Fahrenheit or 154 degrees Celsius, the Maillard reaction occurs. This is when proteins and sugar break down and rearrange to form a polymeric compound that gives baked goods that shiny outer layer. This also helps in forming aroma and flavor compounds. The last process in baking is caramelization. That occurs at around 356 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius and will continue up until 390 degrees Fahrenheit and 199 degrees Celsius. This gives the cookies that rich golden brown color and also that sweet, nutty flavor that resembles caramel. Now our cookies are finished. Now we have transferred our cookies from the baking pan to our cooling rack. Now our cookies are totally cool. Now you know what that means. It's time to taste them. Here we go. Wow, that's really good. Makes you just wanna, sit back and relax. And actually this calls for, a glass of milk. Best part. So guys, we reached the end of our series. We hope you learned a lot and had fun. So we hope this show helped you overcome your fear in baking and help you become more creative inside the kitchen. So keep doing what you love, stay passionate, and happy baking. Bye!